and Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao. Curry, way down top. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
All right, 7th overall pick, Sacramento Kings took Bismack Biyombo.
Woo!
I mean, who is on this team at this point? I mean,
Tyreek
they had
Evans.
Marcus Cousins.
Oh,
Did they have Matt Barnes yet?
Nope.
no.
There you go. They had no one.
They had let me tell you who they had though. They had El Flaco, Francisco Garcia, Dominican Republic, baby. Let's go. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's it. That's about it though.
So they
No
had
one-
no one, is what we're saying. Besides Boogie.
Well, look, they had a young Hassan Whiteside. They had
No. We can't even count Hassan Whiteside on the Kings. He played
damn.
for them and then got cut.
Tragic. They had Tyreek Evans. They had Tyreek Evans.
They had Tyreek Evans, who had among the greatest rookie seasons ever, and then did nothing.
Yeah. Wait, did they have the Marcus Cousins?
Yes, they had the Marcus Cousins.
We've said Boogie 3 times, Patrick.
Shut up.
Boogie. Hey.
He's too busy thinking about how John Wall isn't a baby LeBron.
Oh my God.
All right. So the Sacramento Kings had no one, is the point we're making, outside of Boogie. So, Patrick, why don't you start it out so that you can get your mind off LeBron?
Tyreek Evans was a point guard?
Shooting guard.
Point guard, small forward.
Then I'm going to go with my bro, Isaiah Thomas.
Ooh.
They're picking him early.
I mean, he ends up there anyway, so that's cool.
He does, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Bring him back.
I think we got Isaiah Thomas, and he plays at that level he did with the Celtics. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Isaiah Thomas did leave the Kings because him and Boogie hated each other so much, but
They did?
Yes, they did.
That's tough.
So maybe it'll work out. Who knows?
If they
Maybe since they picked him earlier, Boogie might have a good respect for him.
I mean, yeah, if he was the 60th pick, though, I don't know if he would have had the same motivation. That's a story for another day.
Yep.
But with his skills, I feel like there's no other player better than him at this point in the draft. If you think about it.
Okay.
Kevin, you want to argue that?
I mean, he could make a good point because those. I've heard a lot of arguments for Isaiah Thomas's breakout year in the Celtics. I heard it's more due to the system he was in.
Yep.
Than him actually having a break, like him actually becoming a great player after all those years. I don't see them having a good coach enough for Isaiah Thomas to thrive in a pick and roll situation. But hey, it's not.
Isaiah Thomas would still be good if he didn't get hurt.
I mean,
think that ruined his career. Because his whole game is based on being herky-jerky and explosive. And he lost that. So what is he really going to do? Because he's short as hell.
But the thing is that, I think that's just kind of like a really big disadvantage. Just because I feel like after that year, teams will probably adapt to that pick-and-roll system that they had to let Isaiah Thomas cut to the basket so quickly. And then, just either bother him a little bit or and then kind of like break down that system entirely. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, but I feel like he wouldn't be because right now he's not even in the league, I don't think.
Yeah.
I feel like even if they figure him out, he would still be.
Yeah, he would go back to being a great bench guard.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was scoring 50. Like, you don't do that without talent.
Yeah.
Without the ability to create for yourself, no matter the coach. because he was doing that constantly against great defensive teams. I'm pretty sure. So I feel like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
injury is really what derailed him. So I'm taking him with this pick.
Yeah. The
I
only
mean, I understand and I respect the pick. I worry about getting Isaiah Thomas back to the Kings.
I mean,
and
Boogie, man,
if
Boogie.
if you look at the year that they had, you see that the Kings ended in 29th on defense.
Mm.
They were 29th out of 30 on defense. So if you draft Isaiah Thomas, I mean, yeah, he's a great, he could become, a great
Yeah,
offensive
but I feel
player,
like they're gonna
but
be
you
they're gonna
still
be
have
bad
to have.
at defense no matter who you pick. Honestly,
That's fair.
still gonna be a bad
That's
defensive
yeah,
team.
Yep.
that's true.
All right,
I'm gonna take
Patrick.
that.
Sorry, Kevin. Who you taking?
Here's the thing, I got.
Who's joining
I,
DeMarcus Cousins in the
I'm,
black hole of basketball?
I'm running out of players, bro.
No, he's not.
What do you mean I'm not?
There's a whole bunch of stars.
There's so many more players.
So
Stars.
many more.
Wait, what pick are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
7.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's my crazy pick for the day. How about that? Since we're close to 8, how about
Oh
that?
no, not another TJ
That's a
McConnell.
yeah, no, yeah.
The big DeAndre Liggins.
Nah, I'm taking Reggie Jackson.
All right. I was looking at that and I was like, is he gonna do it? But explain it.
Case in point, I need. What's the problem? What? Like, can I explain? All right, cool.
Reggie Jackson is
They,
better than Brandon Knight.
okay, no, Reggie Jackson is better than Brandon Knight.
One of those two
He's not.
one of
And
those
that
two players still gets rotation minutes.
exactly.
I feel like Brandon Knight was just injury prone, but I feel like Brandon Knight's more talented than him, honestly.
But he's so injury prone.
Patrick is a part
Again,
of the Brandon Knight Defense Club.
I mean,
if
he was nice. On
he
the
Was
was,
he?
but
Suns, he
thing is
was
that like
nice.
he was like there's an argument that people say like, oh, sometimes they take players because like, oh, there's more talent, but they're just injury prone. But for me, Brandon Knight was too injury prone, like to a point where like there's no reason in trying to invest in that talent if he's gonna keep getting injured so often.
Yeah.
Let's have a
Reggie Jackson's still a bum though.
I don't know. Look, I feel like he serviceable for the Pistons.
He's
And then
better
even
than
then
Isaiah Thomas.
he started the defensively he gonna be better than Isaiah Thomas. And
But
then
you can have
offensively
to.
he might not get there offensively, but he's still like by his third year when he was with Oklahoma, he started picking up at least. And he got to his consistency that he's at right now. Because we don't see him really breaking out. I don't really see him breaking out to like
I don't see
25
him doing much
points.
right now.
He's averaging a good amount
I
of
mean,
assists, and
there
he's
was a
getting like at least
point
like
like
17, 18 points.
when
That's
Reggie
good enough.
Jackson got traded to the Pistons from the Thunder. People were saying the Pistons just got their franchise point guard. Like people were high on Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
It was.
I
Can
still
I take
for
over,
that
or
Kings
Kevin?
team.
You got more to say?
Nah, I mean that's pretty much it. I just don't think for the Kings there's not really that many picks you could take to like at least benefit them in their
I'm in
case.
the same
They're just in
situation.
a big rut. They were in a
I,
really big rut.
I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing that you need to worry about is the fit with DeMarcus Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking Nikola Mirotic. I mean, we saw what he did for Anthony Davis. That's huge, right? That shooting really opens up a post game and allows that big man to be as dominant as they can be. So I think that could be a great one. There's also Tobias Harris, which gives them a creator, it gives them a power forward that can shoot along with Boogie. And then there's Marcus Morris. I got rid of Tobias Harris because I don't think that fit works as well as I'm trying to sell it.
They'd be much dependent on
Marcus,
Tobias Harris.
I think Marcus Morris and Boogie would kill each other. Like it would be nonstop arguments.
Mm-hmm.
So the only guy I can realistically go for is Nikola Mirotic, which feels weird. Because I do not think Nikola Mirotic is the 7th best player in this class.
Mm.
I just think he fits best with Boogie.
Mm.
Yeah, I would jump. To be honest, I would take a risk with Marcus Morris. I feel he would be a better fit. It's just that I agree with you. Yeah, they probably would. The Eagles probably would like collide with each other.
Yeah, it would not.
Mess
It
up
would.
that
It
team.
would be an issue.
I take a risk though. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Who knows whether Reggie Jackson at 7 would pay off?
Yeah. And even then, if you were to take Tobias Harris again, he would be probably the first option to try for scoring at least. I mean, maybe Boogie Cousins still, but like he would probably be first, second option again. But like at least 2 dependent on him. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't pick him there. But yeah.